Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are joining me for the first time today. My name is Lucy and today I created this beautiful half neutral, half neon split eyeshadow look. A lot of people have been asking me to do a tutorial on this type of eyeshadow look for a long time now, and I do already have one up on my channel which I will link in the description box below. However, I just thought it's time to do another one, so I really hope you guys do enjoy learning how to create this look and just keep watching. Don't you wanna be saved? Alright, so as you can see, I've already filled in my brows and I'm ready to go with that. I have also primed only the inner corner of my eyelids, because if you've seen my tutorials on this look before, then you know that I only start by priming the inner corner of my lid because I'm going to put tape there and we just don't really need it on the outer half just yet. So I'm sure you would have seen by the thumbnail and probably the intro as well, but I'm going to go ahead and do another version of these eyeshadow looks today. So these have become some of my most iconic eyeshadow looks, where you do like the split down the middle, and I have actually done a tutorial on this one right here and it is on my YouTube channel. I will link it below if you want to see. But I basically tweeted all these pictures and so many people have been asking me to do more tutorials and basically just talk you through how to do it. So I'm literally just going to sit down and create another version of this today, and hopefully it will give you guys some inspo and you can recreate it and whatnot like that. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and get me some tape. It's not a problem if you don't have tape to work with. You can literally just do the inner corner of the shadow, then literally cut it with concealer or a baby wipe or something like that. But for me, obviously, it's a little bit easier to use tape. So this is just a microporous or micropore tape. Just gonna rip a little bit of that off and then just stick it to my eye. So I'm just making sure that it's really pressed onto my eye, because the last thing we want is to be blending and then it comes off and then obviously you lose where your line was. By the way, I'm well aware it makes me look absolutely ridiculous having this tape on my eye, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So the idea that I had today was to do a half neutral and half neon style of this. I don't know why, I just sort of had a vision of it last night and I thought that could look really cool. So I'm gonna do the inner half of my eye using like browns and really neutral tones, and on the outer half I'm gonna go all out with the color, with the neon liner and stuff like that. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. So for this today, I'm gonna go ahead and use the brand new Beautybay EYN Nude palette. I really like this palette. At first I was like, I'm not gonna get much use out of it, and to be honest with you, I haven't really touched many of the shimmer shades yet, but the matte shades in this palette are really lovely and they blend really easy considering they are only like neutral tones. So with this palette, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the shade Illicit, which is the black shade in the corner. I don't want to have so much black on my eye, I'm just sort of giving it a little bit of depth. So I'm starting by taking that through my inner part of my crease. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Tempting, which is this one down in the bottom left hand corner, picking that up on my M506 brush by Morphe and just blending out that black. Like always, we want to keep the colours really tight to each other. I don't want to smoke this out too much because obviously there's more colours to come on top. Now I'm taking the shade Bare Necessity, which is this one up here, and I'm just going to blend out the tops of that brown. So now, because we've obviously got down some black and dark brown eyeshadows, I'm going to go ahead and start by just carving out the crease using a cotton bud and some makeup remover, just so I can get rid of some of that black shadow, because then I'm going to go ahead on top with a white base, so I don't want it to merge into like a weird grey colour. This is something I do every single time I cut my crease, if you are a new watcher on my channel today. Now I'm just taking the Plouise base in the shade 0 to cut my crease into a half cut crease, obviously just taking it up to where the tape is. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a double half cut crease kind of thing using some pigments. So I'm going to start by taking the NYX glitter primer and I'm just going to use that to map out where the pigments are going to go. So I'm starting from the inner corner and I'm just patting it into place, but I'm obviously leaving a gap between the original cut crease and where we're going to put the pigments. So for my pigments today, obviously I'm keeping with the neutral sort of colour theme. So I'm taking my 3 peaches and cream pigments. I've got the shades Gatsby, Hustle and Wild West, and they're going to go obviously in order from light to dark in like an ombre effect. If you don't have any pigments to work with on this step, obviously you can just use a shimmery eyeshadow, but I'm just a pigment type of girl, so I'm going to go ahead and use pigments. You could even use just matte eyeshadows if you weren't really feeling the shimmer. It's completely up to you how you want to do it and what you want to use, to be honest. So I'm starting with Gatsby on my inner corner. Then I'm taking Hustle in the middle. And Wild West on the outer corner. Okay, then that inner corner is done and you can peel off the tape. So we've had a little bit of a leakage with that concealer under there, so all I'm doing is just taking any sort of concealer brush and just cleaning up that edge. This tape then obviously comes in handy to actually get the fall off from under your eye. I've never actually done this before, but I'm just discovering it now and it's actually a really good trick. So I'm really quickly going to go off camera and catch up on this eye, and then we'll come and do the outer corner afterwards. Okay, so I'm back and I'm now at the same point on both eyes. They're not really even at the same angles and stuff, but you know, it doesn't matter, who cares. And now we're going to go on to the outer corner. So I'm just first taking a mini little sponge. This is from the Jeffree Star Morphe sponge slash brush collection. It's really cute, it's just really small, and I'm just priming the outer half of my eyelid. I'm also taking that a little bit further out of my eye because I do want to do a wing and like a winged liner, so I'm just taking it out a bit further. So I'm taking my Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival palette. You probably have seen by now this used a million times on my channel, but this is my favorite for neon colors. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start with the shade Guilty, which is this deeper sort of pink up here, and I'm taking that on an Anastasia A14 brush. So I'm taking this shade from kind of where my half cut crease is on the inner corner, and I'm just going to start by stamping it as close to that line as possible. Obviously the idea is that we make it a really sort of precise and even sort of split, so we don't want to go over that line, so you've just got to be really careful when you're bringing the shadow close to it. And then I'm just going to start to wing it to the side. Next up from the palette, I'm taking the shade Lit, which is obviously the orange shade as you can see, and I'm just taking that above the pink. Again, just being super careful where you place that product when it comes to the inner corner, because you don't want to go over that line and mess up with the brown. And we've left just enough room to go above that with some yellow, so I'm taking the shade Yellow, no, it's not the shade Yellow, it's the shade Keen, which is obviously the bright yellow shade in the palette, and going above that orange. So this is where we're at. I'm not sure why it's not looking as blended on camera as it is in person, but trust me, that pink doesn't look that patchy in my mirror. Now I'm just taking another Q-tip with some more makeup remover and obviously removing any excess shadow from the outer corner, and then we're going to cut my crease into a winged out cut crease shape. Now I'm taking that Plouise base, again the shade 0, which is the white one, and just taking the same brush I cut the crease with earlier, which by the way, if anyone's wondering, is the A4 brush from Anastasia. I don't normally use this brush to cut my crease. I would normally use my Zoeva 144 brush, but it's all the way over there and this one was right in front of me, so I'm just being a bit lazy. Obviously the trick of the illusion is to join up with where the inner half is and sort of just carry on from where that goes. With this bit right in this corner here, obviously I don't want to use a big brush like I was just using because that's going to mess up the line. So I'm just taking a small angled brush and I'm just getting the concealer right on the point of it. And then I'm going to use that to cut right across that line. Using an angled liner brush like this is so good for getting that really crisp line down the middle, because you can obviously just pull it into place and get a really sharp line. Okay, so this is where we are at with the cut crease at the moment. So I'm now going to use some neon pigments to do a neon liner, obviously to fit with the colourful side of the eye. So I'm just starting by taking that angled liner brush which I used for that corner earlier. This is the Anastasia the Anastasia to number 12 brush. This is actually a brow brush because it has got a spoolie on the end, but it serves many purposes, so it doesn't really matter. Now, although I do already have obviously concealer all over my lid from just cutting the crease, I am going to go ahead and just make a wing shape with some more concealer, just so I can sort of gauge where the wing liner is going to go and set down a base for those neon pigments. So this one we're not going to blend in with the rest of it. We want to have a clear white line to show us where to put the pigment. Now, anyone who watched my neon tutorial will have seen these pigments already. These are just neon pigments by Lynns Looks. They're a small independent Instagram company, and these pigments are so beautiful. They are so bright and vivid, and they're really soft and easy to work with as well. So I'm starting with the shade Mr. Mixed Pants. I just took off the lid, so I'm not going to hold it up and show you, but it's like a mixture between sort of an orange and a yellow. It's basically just a muted down sort of orange, and that's going to go on the inner corner of our liner. Now, these pigments definitely work better when you stamp them on rather than swipe them on, so I'm just taking another angled liner brush and I'm just going to stamp it right on top of where we just made that line. Then I'm taking the shade Mr. Red Pants on the inner part of that liner. And lastly, I'm taking Mr. Pink Pants for the edge of that wing. Then just clean up the edge of that wing. So I've just finished up the other eye. I also popped some lashes on. These are the Dragon Lashes by Unicorn Cosmetics in the style Enchantra. These are one of my favourite pairs of lashes in the world, and I'm really pleased with how it's looking. So I'm going to go ahead and do my face off camera because I feel like the focus of this video is just to show you really how to do the eyes, and I'll be back with you when I'm finished. So you guys, this is my finished look right here. I'm really stoked with how this look turned out. I think it looks really effective having the dull colours on one side and then the bright neons on the other, and I'm really just liking how this came out. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching me create this split style makeup look, and if you do decide to recreate, then please make sure to tag me over on my Instagram, which is at Lsgmakeup. I love seeing your recreations, especially of these split style looks. I just have so much fun creating these types of looks, and I'm not saying I'm the only person to have done it in the world. However, I do feel like I've put my own spin on it and kind of made it my thing now. So I'm going to continue to do these types of look until I run dry of ideas and different variations. I feel like they're just so fun because you can literally play around with any style, any colors. But anyway, enough talking. I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you so much again for watching, and if you did enjoy, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos, and also like and comment below to let me know you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.